here at Coos County Courthouse.
Oh, you're live right now?
Yeah.
No.
Just wait for people to get in here before we start. Wait for you to get ready. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Getting ready to go into Coos County Courthouse in just a minute here. This is Amy's done dinking around.
Me?
What's up, Bronchavon? What's up, Dackerly Doc? Morning, Linda.
I'm really thirsty.
We can get something to drink after we're done here.
So
We're already
thirsty.
started.
Dang it. Guys, I'm thirsty.
You should have said something on the way here like
He
you
won't
should
give
do.
me something to drink.
She had a half an hour to tell me she wanted something to drink.
So rude.
I'm thirsty too, by the way. Come on, get your binder and stuff.
I'm ready.
You got the other. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm ready. What about the other stuff? Oh yeah.
I'm almost ready.
Jeez, lady. It is surprisingly warm down here in Coos County. It's like 65 degrees down here. Which is nice. Take this coat off. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, like, subscribe, share. Coos County Courthouse. Got some construction going on here. Some Amy. Got it? All right.
Hold on. I'm a much better photographer than you are.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about you guys?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
Which binder do you want? Oh,
What?
black one?
What about it?
Which one has the new stuff in it?
The white one.
We found some new stuff.
Some great stuff, actually.
It's right on the FDA website. It says right on there, under the emergency use authorization requirements, that they must offer you the option to refuse. Bet you didn't know that.
Court's down and around the corner. Through here? Oh. It's cold in this building that is outside. What? He's trying to tell us we can't record past here.
And yet, look at all these cameras.
Yeah, we're gonna record.
We just had a couple questions. Hello. We're just wondering if the judge requires masks in the courtrooms here.
Yeah, you can make them.
No, we actually don't wear them. We were just.
We don't, you can't record or video at all.
You guys are recording everywhere.
Okay, there's a sign right there that says no video or audio.
Yeah, the sign doesn't
Yeah, the
supersede
14th
our.
Amendment says there's equal protection among the
They
classes.
probably won't let you guys have that in the courtroom.
That's fine. If they're not going to allow us to go in without masks, we're not going to go in anyways. We were just wondering, for documentation purposes, whether or not they're requiring it. Thank you.
Just because there's signs up saying you can't record doesn't mean it's the law. Courtroom's a different matter. We get that. Yeah, odds are good, pretty good. Yes, they are illegal, by the way. Oh, we're being careful. Don't be concerned about us. We got this. Thank you, though. We appreciate it. County clerk and court recorder. Gosh, they really want you to please use face masks. Hello.
Hi, where's the sheriff's office at?
The sheriff's office is actually an outside entrance, so if you go out the front doors, down the ramp to the left, they've got an outside door down the corner.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Why are you running me over, boy?
I need to. You better
Down
watch
here.
out or I'll do it again.
Oh, really? You hear him? He's just a tough guy. Elections. That's where all the corruption happens.
Look at this page right here.
I don't believe it.
This is straight from the CDC's website, I believe. Yep, CDC. Says types of masks and respirators, summary of recent changes, updates as of September 23, 2021. That's pretty recent. On the third page, they say, do not wear masks if you have certain types of facial hair. We just happen to print out that graphic as well,
I love
which
it.
is right here.
So,
They tell you not to wear one. They directly tell you do not wear a mask if you have these types of facial hair.
funny,
Gee.
huh?
That's weird.
Yeah, the judge is full control.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
We don't need anything with elections. They're
At the
useless.
courtroom, yes, but they
Right
still
now.
can't force people to wear masks. It's very unlawful.
They can't force you to do it in any room.
Yeah, in any room. Yeah, judges cannot do that. They cannot force you into involuntary servitude, period. They can offer you a mask.
You need to be duly convicted, which means they have to put you through a warrant process and due process. And there are laws for all of this in the same emergency health laws. But they have to give you, so if they're going to claim that you are a public health threat, they have to give you individually notice, which is under ORS 71/2020. Once they give you notice, they have 72 hours to take you into court and let you present your case on why you shouldn't be put into quarantine. And even if they put you into quarantine, they still cannot force medical devices or treatments on you. All they can do is separate you to the confinements of your own home or another location if absolutely necessary. And they have to prove beyond a preponderance of evidence, or with a preponderance of evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, that you are not only a threat to public health of the community, but that you are also incapable of quarantining yourself. They have to make a very strong case for it.
Right. They just can't start grabbing people up and putting them away. They would like to be able to do that, but they can't. Well, off to the sheriff's office.
Fragrance-free environment.
Really?
Probably an allergy or something.
Sure. Sheriffs. Oh, look at that. They have actually, look at this. It's
Hi,
actual sheriff's
we're
office.
wondering if you guys enforce the mask policies in this county, the sheriffs,
As far as what?
as far as, say, trespassing people if they don't wear a mask,
No.
or, no? Okay, and what about in the courtrooms?
That is subject to the state court, and they are enforcing the mask mandate. You don't have a mask on to go to court.
Okay, is there a deputy or sheriff we could talk to, about that discrepancy?
As far as
Why they will enforce the state's order but not outside of the courts, because that's kind of an issue with equal protections among the classes.
Okay, yeah, have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
It's kind of smelly in here.
It's probably all the decorations that can sit in the closet later.
Is that really smelly?
It smells like a closet.
Law enforcement 101. Let's see what this says.
It's gonna be a few minutes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Stay calm. we're road pirates. We're gonna take your money and your freedom, probably. Stay calm. It's propaganda. I wonder if they have the same one back there for how to approach drivers. Remember, to be honest, ethical, and moral. Number 6, that's the way to write this. Oh yeah, it sure does. Answer questions politely and honestly, but be brief. Don't come and think yourself too much. Follow the officer's directions. Oh, propaganda. That's all this is. We should put up the actual laws right next to this here. Ask her for some tape.
We can start getting printouts of all the different vehicle code and traffic laws, putting them up in each office.
Right. We noticed you had this sign up here, but maybe
It seems to be wrong.
yeah. Educate your officers on what they're allowed to do. It's kind of quite cozy, and they're actually very Halloweeny. What do y'all think about that star though? That happened. I like that one the best out of all of them that we've seen so far. It's not satanic looking. It's boring, I know. Sorry. Identity theft. You know what's interesting is they put this one out here about identity theft, but they're all stealing the identity of law enforcement officers right now. They know it. No, it didn't say anything about being illegally detained. Oh, they like your shirt.
Thanks. Shenanigans. It's a good way to live.
Yeah, free. Live free.
As long as they're not evil shenanigans.
Right. Oh, y'all want to see all the counties we've been to so far? We've been to almost all of these counties. We haven't been to where? We're in Coos right now.
Down here.
Yeah.
Then we're going to Curry later, and maybe even Josephine.
Yeah, I might do Josephine and Curry today. Depends on how long this takes. I can't wait to do Multnomah and Clackamas. We're saving those guys. Oh. Yeah, we'll see if someone comes out or not. They're probably back there choosing straws. See who comes out. No, I've asked to talk to judges before. For some reason, they won't call me. We got a good video of that. That's who I'd really like to speak to, the judges. We've emailed them all. And all the sheriffs.
Matthew, I am ready for you.
PA. That's a long way
yes.
away.
Oh,
No, I said Pennsylvania. Oh, thanks, guys.
So there's another thing in here. Yes, sir.
What did he find? What did you find now?
It's the FDA
He's the master finder, y'all.
I'm sorry you called back.
He does it so quick. Takes me like half hour to type something up while he's over here finding a million things.
Is Bob there? I mean, I talked to Tom about it. I think as long as we can pull 130 to 140 out of it.
Here's my checklist of crimes they're committing.
I mean, my thought is, I guess, to go ahead. I mean, ask Bob to be sure, and then just call it.
There's a method to this madness.
So on the Oregon Medical Board, one of the signs of unprofessionalism is abuse of power, proselytizing a point of view in order to change a patient's mind.
Ooh, yeah.
So what is proselytizing?
Maybe speak up just a little.
The action of attempting to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another. No amount of proselytizing was going to change their minds. Convert or attempt to convert someone from one religion, belief, or opinion to another. The program did have a tremendous evangelical effect, proselytizing many. So in other words, you're attempting to change people's minds by imparting a certain view upon them in opposition of their own favor.
By way of coercion. Usually.
Advocate or promote a belief or course of action. Convert, seek/make converts, propagandize, win over, recruit, and brainwash.
Mm-hmm. This is exactly what they're doing. See, they need these masks as some...
Arrogance, another sign of unprofessionalism. Failing to listen to others. Abusing the social position of physicians. Safeguarding physician interests above the patient.
So it's not only is it illegal for these guys to practice medicine without a license, but it's illegal for someone with a license to try and force something on you or brainwash you or coerce you into changing your mind based off of your beliefs and your conscience. So if a doctor can't even do that, why are these assholes getting away with doing it? Corruption, collusion, racketeering, look it up. Yep, we've got all those things right here. My lists, all of those and more. We got one in here called compounding. All of these basically say the same thing. All these say, leave people the fuck alone. Leave them alone. Unless they're hurting someone, unless they're actually committing crimes, creating victims, leave them alone. These laws reiterate it over and over and over again. Yes, every person has the right to refuse medical treatment and medical devices.
Here we go. This is the FDA emergency use authorization. Face masks, barrier, face covering, sterile masks, and respirators for COVID-19. There's the FDA.gov address for it. And in this EUA, we can go to find...
Remember, emergency authorization only. Or use only, whatever. Now, there has to be an emergency, right? And we all know
So, here,
it's never been
the
proven.
FDA's Food and Drug Administration, manufacturers of face masks, healthcare personnel, hospital purchasing departments and distributors, and any other stakeholders. So anybody off of the PPE being sold for this pandemic influenza, as this document calls it. Let's see here. Scope of authorization. So this was written by a retired Air Force Rear Admiral, and she's in charge of this whole FDA emergency use authorization. She says, I have concluded pursuant to section 564 D1 of the Act that the scope of this authorization is limited to the use of face masks, including cloth face coverings, as source control for use by members of the general public as well as healthcare providers in healthcare settings to cover their noses and mouths in accordance with CDC recommendations to help prevent the spread of SARS-CoV-2 during the COVID-19 pandemic, the face masks are not intended to be used by HCPs as PPE, meaning they are neither suitable for respiratory protective devices, such as filtering face piece respirators, nor for surgical face masks. This use is consistent with face masks regulated as Class 1 510K exempt face masks under 21 CFR 878.4040. Authorized face masks. Face masks are authorized in this EUA when they are intended for use as source control by members of the general public as well as HCPs in healthcare settings to cover their nose and mouth in accordance with CDC recommendations to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Authorized face masks must
There's no
meet the
such
following
thing.
requirements. The product is labeled accurately to describe the product as a face mask and includes a list of the body contacting materials, which does not include any drugs or biologics.
They wanna know what you're reading.
This is the emergency use authorization memorandum.
Show them the front page. Oh, hold on, we'll show you. Starts with the yellow tab. FDA.
So this is, the FDA, and it's a letter to manufacturers of face masks, healthcare personnel, hospital purchasing departments and distributors, and any other stakeholders.
Yeah.
So back to the authorized face masks, following requirements. The product is labeled accurately so that it does not claim to be intended for use as a surgical mask or to provide liquid barrier protection. The product labeling includes recommendations against use in a clinical setting where the infection risk level through inhalation exposure is high. The product is not labeled in such a manner that would represent the product's intended use. For example, the labeling must not state or imply that the product is intended for antimicrobial or antiviral protection or related uses, or is for use such as infection prevention or reduction.
Wait, say that again
Such-
for the people in the back.
Or is for use such as infection prevention or reduction. The product is not labeled for use such as infection prevention or reduction. That's a requirement for this EUA.
So they're not supposed to be.
They're not even allowed to label it as use for infection prevention or reduction.
So the fact that they're using these,
Hello?
that they're using masks as an excuse to stop the spread of COVID-19.
The product is not labeled as a
Right.
respiratory protective device and therefore should not be used for particulate filtration. The product is not labeled for use in high-risk aerosol generating procedures. Wow.
No, they can't, but they do. And you know who enforces these unlawful orders?
So,
These assholes in here.
Under the waiver of certain FDA requirements, conditions of authorization, manufacturers and distributors of authorized products. Manufacturers and distributors will make face masks available with labeling that includes a description of the product as a face mask, including a list of body contacting materials, which does not include any drugs or biologics. Manufacturers and distributors of authorized products shall not label the product as a surgical mask to provide liquid barrier protection for use in a clinical setting where the infection risk level through inhalation exposure is high, for antimicrobial or antiviral protection or related uses, or uses for infection prevention or reduction or related uses, for as a respiratory protective device, 5 for high-risk aerosol generating procedures. Manufacturers must make the required labeling available to each end user or end user facility, each hospital, in hard copy or in an alternative format, electronic labeling on the manufacturer's website. Instructions on how to access the labeling, if provided in an alternative format, must be available to each end user or end user facility. Dang. So they're not even allowed to claim that they help in any way, shape, or form.
So they can offer you one if you're scared and you feel like you need to be protected, but they cannot force you into wearing one, period. They can offer it If you're dumb enough to believe you
There's-
need
I
to
just
wear
come to
it.
pick up pie.
There's another really good little provision
Oh, okay.
here that I'm trying to find. Maybe it's in a different document, actually.
There's no pictures of a virus, but pictures of it. Oh yeah, COVID-19 has never been proven to exist.
Oh.
It's just the cooties, y'all.
Conditions related to advertising and promotion. All printed matter, including advertising and promotional materials relating to the use of authorized face
Yes,
masks,
okay.
shall be
Thank you.
consistent with the
All
labeling
right.
elements listed in section 2 of this EUA, as well as the terms set forth in this EUA and the applicable requirements set forth in the Act and FDA regulations. J. No printed matter, including advertising or promotional materials relating to the use of the authorized face mask, may represent or suggest that such product is safe or effective for the prevention or treatment of patients during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Whoa. Well,
They may not represent or suggest that such product is safe or effective for the prevention or treatment of patients during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm pretty sure a bunch of those signs in a couple of the last counties we saw all said that they are safe and effective. That, to me, it says that they're representing or suggesting that such product is safe or effective.
or-
Sounds like the same freaking
I
words.
want to go back to the courthouse and talk to the judge.
Yeah, they're just gonna arrest us if we try to keep filming that. They're gonna be dicks about it.
What?
At the courthouse. If we keep filming in there.
They can't stop us from filming, only in the courtrooms.
I know, I mean, they're gonna arrest us anyways because that's how they're gonna act.
They're not. Yeah, we're waiting on the cop to come out. This is our life. Yep, sinful toaster. You're right. If you know that the globe earth is a lie, you clearly know that COVID-19 is a lie.
So in the criteria for issuance of authorization, it also, under number 3, it also says there is no adequate, approved, and available alternative to the emergency use of the face masks, which they can't claim help or are safe and effective for source control by the general public and for healthcare providers to help prevent the spread of the virus due to face mask shortages during the COVID-19 pandemic. That means that there is nothing that the face masks do. They can't claim that they do anything, and there is no other alternative.
But they need you to keep wearing them because there's the only physical representation that there's something you need to be afraid of, that you need to take a vaccine for, that you need to die for.
Joshua, ready for you?
She got the gloves on and everything. Don't let her practice medicine on you, my man. Let's find out what's taking so long. A lot of people got a lot of opinions about Q, but I used to think it was a psyop as well. Gonna be honest. However, the more you know, the more you grow. Unless you really look into it, you can't know.
Ah, here we go. This is the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted, all the way in the back. So, enforcement policy for face masks, barrier face coverings, face shields, surgical masks, and respirators during the during the coronavirus disease, COVID-19 public health emergency revised, September 2021. This document supersedes enforcement policy for face masks and respirators during the COVID-19 public health emergency revised issued May 2020. Oh, and right here at the top of every page, it says contains non-binding recommendations.
Yep, Patriots united against the cabal. Q is all about doing what we do, doing your own research, following the research where it takes you, taking a stand, law and order.
Oh yeah, so get this. Go get some masks or whatever and have them tested for drugs, biologics, and nanoparticles, because that is one of the disqualifying factors for emergency use authorization.
Hi. Well, I was just gonna come and say hi to everybody.
Sheriff?
Yeah.
Well, we got a line back here.
Is there a sheriff in?
He's on the phone.
Oh, can we speak to him as
Yes.
soon as he's off?
Yeah.
Oh, see if we can work you guys in.
Oh, we've been here for a while, so.
Oh, just to speak with him?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were here for, permits or something.
No, we'd love to speak
Oh,
with the sheriff.
Okay.
Thank
Sure.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Interesting. I didn't know what we were here for. They're partying in the back, apparently. You guys notice that guy's thin blue line mask? These fools don't even know how
Here we
offensive
go.
it is.
So, under the very last chapter here, chapter 6, EUAs for face masks intended for medical purpose, surgical masks, face masks, or face shields, and respirators. For any face mask or respirator, including N95 respirators issued an EUA, FDA will include appropriate conditions of authorization in accordance with Section 564 of the FDA&C Act. Although this is a case-by-case determination based on current information and experience, we will likely include the following conditions. Appropriate conditions designed to ensure that HCP, that's healthcare provider, administering the device are informed that the FDA has authorized the emergency use of the device, of the significant known and potential benefits and risks of the emergency use of the device, and to the extent which such
here we go.
benefit and risks are unknown.
Is this the actual sheriff?
Ready for kicking me out too?
Well, if you're leaving.
I was actually gonna say hi to people, but.
Well, if you wanna say hi, you can say hi. Where's your boss? Hello.
Hello.
So,
Are you the sheriff?
I am the sheriff.
Nice to meet you, sheriff.
Hello.
Thanks. Yeah, it's an interesting sign you got there.
Well, I just got off the phone, somebody said that we told them to waive their rights on number 6. I don't see anything that says,
When it says answers questions politely,
you don't have to answer questions, so
No.
it's kind of misleading.
yeah, it's definitely
well,
misleading.
the bottom line is, it's for people to be safe on traffic stops. Let's go outside and I can take my mask off.
Oh no, we
you
prefer
can
to be
take it off in
inside.
here.
Yeah, you can take it off in here.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
So
It's not.
That's actually what we came to talk to you about. Is this is the FDA's emergency face mask authorization?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what authorizes people to tell you to wear a mask or not wear a mask. But under this, under chapter 6, EUAs for face masks, that authorization ends when you take away the option to accept or refuse administration of the device, because that's violating the authority that's granted under it. So here in your courts, the judges are requiring people to wear a mask in their courtrooms, when right here under the authorization, it says that appropriate conditions designed to ensure that individuals to whom the device is administered are informed that the FDA has authorized the emergency use of the device, of the significant known and potential benefits and risks of the emergency use of the device.
Can I help you?
I'll just see if I can renew a.
All right, why don't you step up there? Let's go outside, because otherwise we're gonna interrupt.
No, we prefer to stay in here. We can be,
Well, we're gonna need to.
There's construction noise out there.
yeah,
We'd
there's
rather-
too much noise. We'd rather stay inside. Thank you.
Go ahead up to the counter, sir, then take care of it.
So this says right here, the significant known and potential benefits and risks of the emergency use of the device and to the extent which such benefit and risks are unknown. Now, if the judge is just requiring you to wear a mask as soon as you enter the courthouse, how are you possibly being informed of the potential benefits and risks? And if that's the case, how do you have the option to accept or refuse the administration of the device and of the consequences of the risks and benefits if you're never informed of them?
So what's your question?
So we're wondering, why is this being unlawfully enforced when the law and the emergency use authorization conditions themselves say that it must be, the option to accept or refuse must be available?
Okay.
We don't seem to have the option to refuse and still access our public services or public.
Well, you have the right to public services, you don't have the right to go to the courts.
That's a public service.
The courts, the court administration is run by the presiding judge for the district.
So, yes, rule
And
one,
he's set the rules. The rules come under the governor's directive. You know, the question is, and the people
so
say.
is there anybody in the state who has the authority to override constitutional rights without due process? It's a pretty simple question.
That's a
that you
simple
should-
question, the answer is no.
Exactly.
But the
So there you
question, but the question is, you're asking a question that goes beyond just that specific issue. Because
Right,
under
it
the
actually
10th
goes into-
Amendment of the Constitution.
She has the authority to preserve natural resources and
But
utilities for the
this is
people,
an
not
argument
against the
for- This is
people.
an argument for the courts, not for me.
How,
You're the
but we have to wear a mask to
If
get
you're
into the
one
courts.
Enforcing the law, why do
We
you
don't
have to?
enforce the mask rules.
But you do.
You
You
just
would
said
enforce it in the
if the
courthouse.
judge tells you to, you will.
We
Right.
can ask you to leave, we will enforce trespass laws, we don't enforce the mask issue.
So
There is
That-
no
so
authority-
that's-
Wait, stop.
What
Let
are-
me finish.
Okay, please.
There is no authority under Oregon law or under that gives us the authority to cite anybody or take action related to the mask.
Including trespassing.
Not
You
including
got,
trespassing.
you guys you guys are doing a play off of the mask with the trespassing.
Let me finish, will you? Please. Now, I already
Go
know who
ahead.
people are, I've already seen your other stuff, I've watched it.
Then you should have been more prepared.
I am
So-
prepared.
I
So
don't,
what are the pro-
you're not
like-
giving
You're
us any
wanting to
lawful
start an
information.
argument, and I'm trying to explain something to you, and the bottom line is, I'm not gonna happily answer your question, because I don't have that authority. I have authority if the judge orders you removed, and he is in control of the courthouse, by statutory authority, he is. If he says,
Have you read the statutes that dictate his authority over the courthouse?
yes,
So it's at in 1.002, the statute
bottom-
cited for his
the
for his
bottom line
authority.
is, if
Will you
It
let him
says-
finish, please?
It says within all applicable provisions of law.
when you get through going on with your
We're trying-
You
with
asked us when
educating you on
finished,
the
and
law?
You started interrupting me. So it's rule, or statute 1.002, the judge's authority over the courthouses, says right in it, within all applicable provisions of law. That includes the non-discrimination laws, which are in your contract before you ever start your job. It's an obligation of good faith. That's what protects your constitutional rights. That's what stops legislators and judges and sheriffs from being able to railroad your rights. Is the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That's what Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King went through to stand up for us. That's what was created out of it.
You're having a hard time breathing, so you should take that off.
It's right in ORS 6598.375 that the non-discrimination policy is required in all employment contracts in Oregon. That means that the judge or the governor can't make a decision that abrogates the rights of the citizens, which is in Miranda versus Arizona. There shall be no rulemaking or legislation which abrogates the rights of the citizens. So where do they get this authority from these statutes to override our rights when the statutes explicitly say that they're not allowed to?
Lots of different statutes. Almost all those laws in that book are written to protect our rights. And your
Okay.
duty is to uphold those.
The governor's emergency order statute, 176.795, the authority authorized under the proclamation of emergency order says that the governor cannot curtail against consumers. We are all consumers. If we are going to use a public service like the courthouse, that makes us a
Okay,
consumer of
now
public
you see,
services.
but you're.
Those orders and powers are placed to protect us in a time of emergency, not abrogate our rights.
And your job is to protect us.
That's like if the utility company wants to shut down and kill power to everybody, she has the authority to force them to stay on to protect the citizens. You don't become the governor or a sheriff or a prosecutor or a judge to take away people's rights willy-nilly. You take that oath to protect them. I took that oath too. And taxpayers still support me on my VA disability. And I'm here doing this when you should be using your emergency alert services to call up the people of Oregon and solve this shit.
Just be using your handcuffs, your
You know
vehicles.
you have that authority. It's in your department policies. And if you read 431A.010 and 015 and 431.180, you would know that you have the authority through statutory law to end all of this shit today or a year and a half ago.
This is on you guys. If you've seen our videos, you know we've been traveling this state looking for someone to help us to actually enforce the real law.
When you fail the duties that you have accepted voluntarily and you're still getting paid, that's a breach of contract. You're unlawfully using or abusing your position in some manner to affect some person adversely by failing or refusing to perform your duties. That means you're stealing our money under contract.
While forcing us into involuntary servitude and protecting the pedophiles that are doing this to us.
And claiming that us being in a place rightfully is unlawfully trespassing. Now, how can you be unlawfully
I didn't
trespassed at?
say it was being a place
said-
to rightfully be. I said if the judge asks you to leave and you don't have business with the courts, then you are in violation of trespass laws.
You don't have to have business with the courts to go into the courts. That's why they're free and open to the public. That's in the Constitution itself.
Yep. Anybody can go into any
You can go and
courtroom.
observe any court you want. That's why they're
Yes,
free.
you
So
can.
So
But
that's
if
not.
he asks you to leave because you won't mask under the governor's
That's
mandate,
unlawful and
that
you
is
know it.
trespass.
No,
You
him,
just read that they're not
I'm
allowed
not
to do
gonna
that.
sit and argue with you.
it's trespassing on our rights. That's what it is, and you should
Well,
arrest
then-
him for
then
that.
You should get a constitutional attorney.
An attorney
file
and go to
case.
court where we
That's
have to
right.
be forced to wear a mask and see a judge who we already know is crooked because they're forcing us to wear a mask in the courtroom.
That's
And
called
then
conflict of interest
you're-
that disables the judge. So when you're forcing someone to perform a service unlawfully, like putting on a mask, a medical device against someone's will, that's involuntary servitude in the second degree. That's Article 1, Section 34 of the Oregon Constitution. You violate due process, that's Article 1, Section 9.
That's a
You create-
constitutional violation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
also
okay.
it's also a statutory law violation. It's called official misconduct when you violate any statute of your office. Did you know the oath?
That's not what the official misconduct.
Have
Oh.
you read it? We've got it right here.
Yeah. I
Are you
read
sure?
it. Yes.
You're sure?
Yeah.
It's not a violation of any statute of your office.
Yeah, we know we
I
can
didn't
also
say
arrest
that it-
judges. The problem is we would get shot for it. Because these guys protect them.
That's what I just claimed official misconduct is a
We could
violation
arrest
of
him also.
Any statute of your office.
Yeah, they're not civil charges. They're criminal. You don't hire a lawyer and sue somebody because you've been raped. Did you know that forcing a Class 2 medical device, which is a mask, on some person against their will is the same as forcing an unwanted touch? It's assault and battery. It's perverted. So you're allowing all these perverted judges to just force unwanted touches on all of us. You're here to protect us. And not only that, but the teachers are forcing unwanted touches on kids in schools in this very county. Some kids can't even go to school because their parents are smart enough not to put masks on them. They're not sending their kids where they can be educated by someone who practices dangerous stupidity. You're supposed to be protecting these children. You're supposed to be protecting the people of this community. Yet you're allowing other people to force them into voluntary servitude. And if they can't coerce them into it, you'll allow them to trespass them from a public accommodation.
Can you read that out loud?
No.
I will. A public servant commits the crime of official misconduct in the second degree if the person knowingly violates any statute relating to the office of the person. So let's go to chapter 206. You know
You
what
should
that-
have an
you know what
education
206
already.
is?
No, off the top of my head, no.
You really should. It's sheriffs.
in Oregon revised statutes. So general duties of a sheriff.
You're the highest
Arrest-
law officer of this land?
Arrest and commit all persons who break the peace, attempt to break it, and all persons guilty of public offenses, such as official misconduct.
Such
And
as
that is
judges.
That's a duty, that's a shall, it's a requirement. That doesn't mean like you tell us go hire a constitutional attorney and sue the criminal. That means you go arrest them upon knowledge of it. If you don't, you're failing or refusing to do your duty, which is coercion. 163-275, section H.
I know, it's
You
a
don't
hard
look-
pill to
Are
swallow, my
Are
man.
you done with your soliloquy?
What?
We're just
With
wondering
your
why,
soliloquy, your ongoing dialogue.
we're just wondering why you're not
Oh.
doing your job.
Officers, guys. Excuse me?
Walking away is still refusing to do your duties.
He's not walking away. Sir, so you've seen our videos, right? So you know this is what we do. We're going to all these counties asking men of your caliber, pillars of the community, why you're not doing your duties. Why people are being forced to wear masks against their will. That's what we wanna know.
And I understand what you want to know. Unfortunately, my reading and understanding of the statutes and the legal advice that I have been given by those who study that is the governor has the authority at this point in time. Do we need to change laws? Certainly we do. But the governor has, let me finish.
Let him finish.
Let
Let him
me
finish. Let him
for
finish.
once, will you?
Sure.
I see, you know, I understand your passion and I appreciate it. But you also have to understand, there's a way of doing things, and it isn't just run upstairs and arresting a judge, because that's not gonna work.
Well, you should be arresting Patrick Allen and Kate Brown. But I mean, Chief Justice Walters too, she's obviously supporting all of this.
And you think that will be successful going before a court case, arresting a judge?
Well, you know what obstructing justice and
And
hindering
you
prosecution.
think that's gonna, do you think that's?
So you're scared?
No, I'm not scared.
No, so under hindering prosecution and unlawful obstruction of justice, you can arrest anyone in your way who is not acting in line with the law. That's why the law is written in clear and simple wordings and the statutes speak for themselves, is so that everybody, all the sheriffs statewide, can understand the very same thing. They don't have 36 different opinions. There should be no 36 different opinions of how the law is read when it's in clear and simple wording, and you can look up the definitions of each word and construct a valid sentence out of them.
All you need is a
A fact-
GED
a
to be a law
fact-filled
enforcement
sentence.
officer in Oregon.
That's why it exactly describes your conduct in coercion under Section H, and extortion under Section H, and official misconduct, and that's a violation of any statute of office. That's why it's so descriptive. The basic minimum qualification you need to become a cop is a GED. So if you're telling us that you need a lawyer to understand and read the laws, but then you're sending
That's
out
not what I said.
you're saying that we need to
just said
hire a
it.
constitutional attorney, or that you don't understand the laws
No,
in the
I'm
way
telling
You
that
you
just
is
said
what-
you've been instructed by an attorney.
I have consulted with attorneys, and I make my own decisions. Attorneys don't make them for me.
So,
But let me be clear, what you're talking about is not, you're trying to push this
I-
into a criminal realm.
It is a
and
criminal
it is
realm.
Absolutely.
civil issue
Nope.
because of the structure of our government and what the legislature has said. And the bottom line is,
The
I'm not gonna
legislature
be able
wrote the
to
laws.
satisfy you or give you an answer you want.
this,
It's not gonna happen, and you've had your soliloquy, you have your little video that you can post. Now, unless you have something that is tangible, I have work to do.
what kind
So-
of work do you do?
so crimes and punishments, volume 4 of ORS, you don't enforce. Because official
You already
misconduct,
know the answer to that, and you know that's not, what you're trying to insinuate is not true.
what I'm wondering is why official misconduct is not a crime to you. Why we have to go through an attorney to solve a crime, a criminal matter.
Official misconduct has to be investigated. You don't just say, well, so-and-so did
So you guys are
something
gonna
arrested.
investigate yourselves,
So,
right? We
wait,
are investigating
okay, now
official
we're done.
misconduct.
So
We're
when-
now done, because I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. This isn't what I came out here to do.
So when you arrest someone on murder, you catch them at the scene, you still arrest them, and then you conduct your investigation, correct?
You better have probable cause to start with, because in Oregon, you can't
So-
arrest somebody and investigate for a crime afterwards. You have to understand and know, be able to prove that a crime occurred or is about to occur, not to might occur or
You've had
have.
over a year to prove that this crime has occurred, and official misconduct is a very easy one to hit when it's a constitutional
Okay, well,
violation.
Thank you,
Which is
I
a violation
appreciate
of
it.
oath in your office.
I've got your information that you provided me, and we're done.
You should look up racketeering activity unlawful if you're taking part in it.
So have a nice
They,
day.
I'd
listen,
just like to say, you don't get paid enough.
Well,
And I
thank you.
appreciate,
So,
you like being forced into involuntary servitude? You like wearing that mask? If you've probably been wearing that same one for days, you've probably never washed
yeah, I
it.
wear it in the car alone.
I bet you do. You probably shower with it on too.
sir, if you would, yes, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have the day you deserve, sir.
You too.
It's really a shame. You know, you're one of 36 sheriffs in this county and
Here
you
we
do
go
not
with
know the laws.
soliloquy again.
The soliloquy,
Yes, the soliloquy.
really?
Mhm.
Trying to reach your humanity, that soliloquy.
See, and now you're gonna be attacked.
I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to
You're
reach you
trying
as a
to-
man, as a
You're
human
basing
being.
the conduct of your job based on
Thank
what
you.
other people have
Had
told you,
enough.
not your own
You're now
conscience.
free to leave.
We're also
We've
free
been
to
free
stay.
leave this whole time. We're also
Yes,
free
but
to
you're
stay.
now being told you need to
Sir,
leave.
come on.
Or
what
what?
makes us here unlawfully that we need to leave?
You just because you don't like us?
Interrupting business.
No, we're not. We're still having a chat with
What
you.
are you talking about? We didn't interrupt
Well-
anything.
You just don't like us being here anymore?
No, I'm done with
Do
you.
you have a family?
No.
You
What
think
do
you're,
think?
so you as a man, you probably tell your wife to put on a mask to go into the store.
No, I don't.
No?
You don't have no idea.
But you just told us to leave unlawfully, so.
Yeah.
No, I didn't tell you. to leave
You would
office.
tell us, you would arrest
Unless
us.
you have something pertinent, you can be charged with trespass.
Show me in the law where it says that.
I don't have to show you the law.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Oh,
just-
you're
Even
allowed-
better, because I know what the law says.
You're not the law. Just because you have a gun and a badge doesn't mean you are the
All right,
law.
well, I'm gonna ask you to leave.
You're under private person's arrest, 133.225
And,
for unlawful racketeering activity. You have a good day, sir.
Yeah,
You know what,
you too.
you know what constructive restraint is, I'm sure.
Have a nice day.
You should have been more prepared, sir. Yeah, for watching our videos. He was watching it before he even came out because it came out looking at the sign we were talking about. Pathetic. He didn't even know the statutes for a sheriff's duties. Didn't even know. He's the sheriff of this county.
He didn't literally know any of the provisions of any of the laws he was talking about. That's dangerous.
Hella dangerous. Gosh.
I know you're watching in there too, guy.
You
You're
guys,
fucking dangerous.
I know, guys, doesn't it suck when you have hopes for them? But I already know the second they say, hey, let's go outside. As soon as they say, hey, let's go outside. They're already failing their duties. Woo! Dangerous man. Armed and dangerous criminal right now. He's a felon. Done fled. We need to get some black gloves.
Some black gloves.
Yeah, so instead of pulling out handcuffs to arrest him, your private person's arrest, just put on the gloves, watch him run. Hi, guys.
Okay. Next.
Puppy. Puppy did that.
If we don't lose you guys on the way, we'll combine this one with another one. Get 2 in 1.
That was crazy. That guy said, what? Fella, you done fucked up. So, we like the fact that they watch our videos because that means they already know all the crimes committed. They've already read House Bill 2929. All of them know that they're supposed to do something about all this unlawful activity, but none of them have. We didn't expect him to actually do anything. We never do. We're never disappointed.
All they can do
Just
is
reiterates what we've been saying the whole time.
all they can do is keep saying, "Oh, but the lawyers, oh, but the lawyers," or "Oh, but the governor." That's fine. I'm not using a lawyer.
He said he got a call. Something about his signs giving up their rights. That's so funny. So he knew we were there the whole time. They knew we were out there waiting for them.
And then that lady comes out and acts surprised. Oh, you're waiting for the sheriff? Oh, huh.
So silly. They're such liars. Gotta be more prepared. At least have some like chips and salsa fucking waiting for us or something, you know?
We know you're watching Coos.
Tell Curry we're on the way. Wait, I want to get into one of their public buildings here and see if the police come. They said they don't enforce. See, when they say they don't enforce the mask mandates, but they enforce trespassing, we just talked to somebody earlier today who got a $3,000 fine for a trespassing ticket. So they're not enforcing masks. They sure are making a lot of money off these trespassing tickets because people won't wear masks. They think they're fucking slick.
Now, if anyone else admits they're watching our videos, they will know that they can't force the masks, that they have to offer the option to refuse.
You can't,
According
as
to
a
the
damn
FDA's
human
own-
being, you can't force people to do shit they don't want to do. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong.
Well, we know that, but we need to find words on paper that these guys can't deny.
I'm just saying, everybody fucking knows that it's wrong. To force anybody to do something they don't want to do. Who do you think you are? Got on a costume, the badge or robe. Tell another human being what the hell to do with their body.
Doesn't get paid enough for what he doesn't do.
Little ass kisser. They don't. That guy, unless he's a part of the thin blue line, he don't realize that that sheriff wouldn't cross that thin blue line to protect him.
When it comes down to it, and the pressure's put on these guys in a courtroom, it's gonna be that Spider-Man meme. None of them are gonna fall for their buddies in the courtroom.
I mean, look what they're
They'll
doing
stand
now.
for them outside of the courtroom, but once they get in the courtroom, they're gonna squirm. And they're gonna try to deflect blame, just like they're doing right now.
Yo, we don't even have half of the videos up that we've made. We've been so busy on the road. We got like, I don't even know, like 20 videos.
We got
up.
at least 10 to 15 videos that I need to post.
It's kind of like why we like going live, just so we get them up there.
This is an hour and a half drive, so y'all can stick around and chat if you want. Pop back in a little while if you want, whatever. And if it cuts out, I'll just start a new one when we get there.
For what phone? His phone? Oh!
Holy shit!
Oh, Jesus.
Just hit a bird.
Right on the windshield. Poor thing! Oh my gosh! What? Is it having a bad day or what? My gosh. Suicided just now.
Oh, there's a blue jay.
Jesus. I know, it's so sad. The other, like a couple weeks ago, Ricky hit one and we didn't realize how bad he hit it, so we got out and it was stuck in the grill. Like chopped in half. It was bad. Poor thing.
Yeah, truth, it's always like a double-edged sword. It's like kind of comical, but you're like, oh.
No, it's not comical at all. That was so sad.
Must have been a bad bird.
Bad day. Sure, God.
That's funny. My buddy in Pennsylvania said he saw a whole bunch of Blue Jays this morning. I just saw a whole bunch of Blue Jays. That's pretty cool. Thank you, by the way. Oh, we switched lanes. Thank you, amazing. Yeah.
Gonna need my drink.
As I say, tell me if you see a gas station.
So the Poodle's back there. Get him. Road dogs. We got some good road dogs.
They are pretty awesome road dogs.
Well, we wear seatbelts because they scream at us if we don't. I prefer to not wear one.
My car screams at me incessantly if I don't put one on.
What's their names? Okay, you want me to tell you? Loki is this one, the white one. Blue. Right there. French my nose. And there's Luna. You can't really see her. She's newly
Luna's
acquired.
the bigger one with pointy ears. And Charlie is the bigger one with floppy ears.
Chunky. Charlie! That's her. He's my baby.
Yeah, Loki's very well behaved. I trained him a lot when I got him as a puppy, and he's retained enough of it. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna lose you guys actually. We'll reconnect in a little bit here. Thank you.
Bye guys.